Hey everybody, what's happening? Welcome back, and if it's your first time here, well then welcome. Well, let's get the business out of the way first. If you would, please like and subscribe, and if you want to, hit the bell so you can get notified of all the latest videos and all that type of stuff. We'd greatly appreciate it. So anyway, what we're going to talk about today is we are going to review 2 of the 3 new PRS pedals. I had ordered 3 of them, but only 2 have come in so far. I actually would have had this out sooner, but the video I originally recorded, I lost it. I don't know where it went for the life of me. So I had to do this all over again. All right, so the first pedal we're going to talk about is Cries, which is an optical compressor. As you can see, there isn't much to it. You have a optical gain here, and you have a compression knob to set how much compression you want to use on the channel itself. And then of course you have a bypass switch as well. It's got 1 input, 1 output, and of course power connector as well. So that is Cries. One of the things that it does is as you turn up the compression here, it'll turn around and light up the more compression you put on, especially when playing. That's when you'll see it light up and so forth. But that light's right there, and of course you've got the regular light that tells you if you're in bypass mode or it's going through, or if it's actually being used. So that's the Cries optical compressor. And we're going to get started here shortly with that. But before I get there, let's talk about the second pedal we've got. This is Horsemeat. And Horsemeat is a transparent overdrive. Transparent overdrive. The number of switches and so forth it has. You have a gain knob. You have, I got to get over here where I can see, you have the level. You have the voice, and then you have a treble and a bass knob, which is really cool, so you can adjust the treble. I know a lot of overdrive pedals, you don't have that tendency to be able to adjust the treble or the bass, and in this case you can, which is really nice. You also have a bypass switch. You only have 1 light on this one to tell you whether you're in bypass mode or if it's actually running. And like I said, you've got the gain knob, level, the voice, the treble, and the bass. So that's it on those. So these are the 2 pedals that we're going to be going through. Now when I get the third pedal, then I'll go through that separately. But these are the pedals we've got. All right, so let me go ahead and connect them up, and then we'll jump back in it, and we will go through some of the sounds, tones. You can hear how well it works and so forth. And then what I'll do is I'll throw it in a mix, and then after that I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so what is our signal chain? First we'll be starting off obviously from this 35th anniversary PRS Custom Pro. It'll be going into Cries, then into Horsemeat, and then a couple other pedals, but they'll all be on bypass. Then it'll be going to the Black Star, new Black Star I just got, and we'll talk about that later because I'm going to do a review on that. It's the St. James. Then it'll be going out to the SM57. SM57 will be going straight into my Canon camera. And then of course I will do a little bit of editing just to make sure that it's not too loud and so forth before we publish it. So anyway, so starting off, let's get into Cries. Right now I have the Horsemeat off. I have Cries sitting at about 3/4 up here to about 3 o'clock. And then we're set at about 7 o'clock here on the compression. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off, which with that high of a gain, I'm probably going to need to turn up the volume. I'm going to pump up to 10. I am using, let's use both pickups. And let's just do chords. We're not going to hear that, are we? There we go. Okay, typical clean tones. Now let's throw on Mary Cries, and I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. I'm going to go down from 10 to down to 7 on the volume. And of course, if you turn it down, and that's all the way up. Now let's turn up the compression. I'm going to throw it up at 3/4, and we'll put this down around, we'll go at 3 o'clock. We'll leave this at 3, we'll put this at 3. Now what's interesting is we have it at 3 o'clock, but I'm not getting anything with the light at all. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I know the last pedal that I had, there was also an issue with the light, and it doesn't seem to be working this time, and I don't know if it's because I don't have the volume up enough or what the case may be, but definitely there's an issue there. So let's turn up the volume, make my neighbors unhappy. Yeah, still no light. Still no light at all. I personally do not hear a lot in compression. I'm hoping that you can, and I'm asking you if you would make some, if you can make some comments below. My issue is I have some hearing issues, so I'm probably not going to pick up on the compression. Definitely not going to pick up on the compression. But now let's turn it down a little bit. Now I am trying to strum it just as hard each time, attempting anyway. But I can't, personally, I can't hear the difference at all. I can't tell if there's any difference in volume or anything there, but hopefully you can, and you can leave some comments on that. So I'm going to reach out and try to find out why all of a sudden, if anybody else is having problems with the lights and not working like they're supposed to. It's supposed to, anytime you use more compression, the light's supposed to light up brighter each time that you strum or that you play a note or something like that is supposed to happen. So let's move on from Mary Cries and let's get into Horsemeat. We might as well get into the Overdrive, right? So right now I have the level all the way up. It's sitting at 100%. The gain is just barely on 630, I'd say. Just a little bit past. I don't know how well you can see it. I'll try to make sure it's zoomed in when I record it. I got the voicing at about 12 o'clock. We've got the treble at 4, and I've got the bass at 6. So right now here's without it. And let's kick her on. All right, so let's turn it up just a little bit. I'm going to push the voicing up to about 3 o'clock, bringing it about 3/4 of the way. Let's add a little more gain here. Instead of using the gain on Mary Cries, let's move the gain up here on Horsemeat itself and see if that does any difference. Interesting. But I hear a lot of hiss. I don't know if you hear it or not. Let's throw the treble down to about noon, and we'll put the voicing at noon. We'll push up the gain to about 12, and I'm going to drop the level to noon. So we'll put everything at noon. I like it. I can hear the differences, but they're subtle to me. I'm not sure how they sound to you. I'm really curious, but they're a little subtle. So I'm going to push the gain up just a little bit, and I'm going to push the voice back up to all the way and see what we get. I like it. Let's throw a little delay in there and see how it sounds. Okay, we'll add a little reverb and just a little bit extra. A little bit of the JHS octave reverb pedal. I like that. Yeah, I like them with them both together. I wonder how it sounds on the, going for the high level. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and throw it in a mix, see how it sounds, take a look at it that way. right, so final thoughts. Right now, as far as Mary Cries goes, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't hear a difference. I don't see it lightening up. The light coming on when I turn up the compression. So I'm not absolutely sure it's doing what it's supposed to do. I'm hoping that some of the other people out there can tell me what they think, their thoughts on it, and if anybody knows anybody that finds it to be really a good pedal. The only thing I will say, I do like the fact about the gain here and how clean it is when you turn it up. So to me, from that perspective, just the gain alone is sort of like a volume pedal. I kind of like it. So from that portion, it's, I guess, an expensive gain pedal, just to bring up the volume more or less. But the Horsemeat, as far as that goes, I like the tone and how it sounds to me. I really like that Overdrive. I need to play with it more. I need to spend more time with it, try some new things, look at how I hook in my other pedals to it and try some stuff like that. I did like how it sounded in the mix. I was happy with that. But I would say overall, I like this pedal. I like it a lot, and I plan on keeping it on my board. However, Mary Cries, not so much. I probably won't keep it on my board. I don't think. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe once I have all three pedals and I do the review of the other pedal, what is it? Breeze in the trees, trees in the wind, breeze in the wind. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. I'll make sure I put it in the video when I edit it so I have what the actual name is. But overall, definitely Horsemeat, good to go. So anyway, I want to take this time and thank you for watching. I definitely appreciate it. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Take care.